No, you son of a bitch. Ah! Hello everyone, welcome to a discussion video actually. Today I wanted to talk about why Resident Evil 2 Remake is better than Resident Evil 3 Remake. And I have multiple reasons. One, Resident Evil 2 Remake is faithful to the origin. When I say origin, I mean by its content. We have the full campaign, and then we have the fourth survivor mode, and then the multiplayer throughs of the game. Or we have the both A scenarios and the B scenarios, and both the bosses and everything. And the game doesn't make you want to fucking drive your hair, or make you want to tear your fucking hair out on the hard difficulty. The very hard difficulty, which is the hardcore difficulty. I do not know, or at least I am not knowing of if there is a harder difficulty for Resident Evil 2. That's eventually through my playthrough, which I am using for background footage right now. Eventually we'll actually get through and get to that mode later on through our playthrough. But today we'll just focus on why Resident Evil 3 Remake failed, in my opinion, and what it was trying to do. Now, first off, let me get this straight. I do not hate Resident Evil 3 Remake. I do disagree with it. I do not think it's fun anymore. But when I first bought the game, I didn't think it was bad. When I first sat and watched someone play through the game before I bought the game, I didn't think it was horrible. I thought it was a good remake. But both for it not being faithful to the origin or the original game, and then it's being a shit game, I do not think it's a bad game, but I think it is a poorly designed and poorly put together in a fast-paced game. And I say that I mean, between Resident Evil 2 and 3, it took a year. Almost a year, maybe half a year. So it was even faster than what the new Call of Duty came out this year. Cold War came out at the beginning of last year, and that was after Modern Warfare's release that year. So it was only a year period. I think there was two teams putting together the games, and more likely Capcom focused on Resident Evil 2 Remake, which I fully agree with, because everyone loves Resident Evil 2. Even I do, and I haven't been able to play the original game, and I do not wish to play the original game after playing the remake of the game. But Resident Evil 3 Remake screwed up so bad, and here's my reasons why. It's because, one, it was put together so fast. All you literally have for the main game, and the reason why you buy the game is the main game, not the multiplayer mode that it has, which was, in my opinion, pretty shit. Now that I sat and took a break from it and didn't play it in a while, it's pretty shit. But it's still a good time if you enjoy shit like that. Or asymmetrical horror games. It's not really a horror game, but it tried to be, but it failed. I didn't really care for it, but it was alright. And what we all wanted was Mercenaries to come back. Or at least that's all I wanted, because that's where Mercenaries started with Resident Evil 3 Remake, and Mercenaries did not come back. And that left me disappointed, and that's because I was expecting it to be action-packed somewhat, but still feeling like Resident Evil 2 Remake. When I say action-packed, I mean there was more guns. The guns sounded better and everything, and it still did. I think the animation for the game was a bit choppy and weird looking. I didn't get what people meant by, oh, it's so much better than Resident Evil 2 Remake's animation. I was like, it looks kind of weird. How smooth it looked. It looked like an SFM animation almost, and I kind of hated it. Honestly. And with Resident Evil 3 Remake, it didn't even have the Mercenaries mode. It kind of completely just forgot about it and threw it out the window, and that pissed me off. I was so sad that happened. I wanted to see Mercenaries mode on the RE or engine. And I hope with Resident Evil 5 they'll do that. Resident Evil 4 Remake, they'll do that. Because they did bring Mercenaries mode into the game, or back to the game. Resident Evil 8, and I'm super hyped and excited about that. And I cannot wait to give that game give that mode a shot. But one thing that I don't like about Resident Evil 8 arcade mode is that it's different. And I say different, it's not, like, compare it to Resident Evil 5 arcade, or not arcade, Resident Evil 5 Mercenaries mode. Resident Evil 8's Mercenaries mode is a continuous wave clearing, upgrading yourself mode. Resident Evil 5 is to kill as much as possible in the amount of time you have without dying to me. That's what I'm looking towards for Mercenaries mode, not a wave base. I want it to be constant enemies, constant aggro, constant pressure. That's what I like about Mercenaries mode, is it's constantly on your toes. You constantly can't get out of it. And I felt like the Fourth Survivor and the Ghost Survivors did that way better than the fucking Mercenaries mode, because those were basically speedrun games, to where you go through a certain tile, and you go through the certain part of the map and try to get out of there as fast as possible. And I liked it. It was not bad. Me and my uncle did a few tries with the Hunk one, to where we sat and tried to play as Hunk, and we tried going through the game as fast as possible, and we liked it. But it wasn't Mercenaries mode. It was Fourth Survivor. It was Resident Evil 2's extra mode. And Resident Evil 3 did not have an extra mode. It had a completely different game from Resident Evil. It had Resistance. And Resistance is not a Resident Evil origin game. It has content based around it, but in my opinion, Resistance is not a Resident Evil Capcom game. It is something an outside producer created to make the people that wanted a multiplayer asymmetrical horror Resident Evil game come true, and it didn't look bad. And now we're having the same thing happen again with the same developers, even though they failed the first time with the lack of updates, balancing issues, constant microtransactions, and the amount of grind you have to do to be able to just get some cosmetics, which is fine, but at the same time, for casual players, it was aggravating. And then with the player ability and being able to find queues and matches, it was just not my cup of tea. It's not like Dead by Daylight, even though Dead by Daylight is a horrible comparison to Resident Evil Resistance. Still, Dead by Daylight has the asymmetrical horror game up its sleeve. It's the best asymmetrical horror game right now. That's multiplayer, should I state. But these are my reasons, even though it's really just me rambling, and I kind of had this, I don't have a script in front of me, and I was never planning on making this script, so it's kind of me just sitting here rocking in one place, rambling on and on and on about why I like Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. But yeah, I think more likely it was just Resident Evil 3 Remake didn't have enough content. It was a good campaign, don't get me wrong. It wasn't bad. It wasn't Resident Evil 6 bad, where it's fucking polluted. Like, content doesn't make everything. Resident Evil 6 had a lot of content, but I absolutely hated the story. Because it was here, there, here, there, here, there, here, there, here, there, here, here. Constantly everywhere. I hate that. Keep it on one track and one track only, unless I get familiar with that track. And if you want to head off somewhere else, then I'm cool with that. We can head off somewhere else. Right now, I just want to stay one track. That is all. And I think that's going to be the end of the video, actually. And I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Hopefully I have some music in the background for you to listen to, but I was ranting on, so it wasn't just, me ranting. There's actually something else to it as well. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Love you all. Bye.